From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. As the dry season nears on the West Coast, a storm set to sweep across the interior West this weekend could be one of the last to deliver meaningful rainfall to coastal Southern California for upwards of 6 months. However, AccuWeather meteorologists are saying that a lingering dip in the jet stream may bring 1 or 2 more opportunities into May. A storm that pushed onshore in the west over the weekend brought up to a few tenths of an inch of rain to coastal areas of Southern California. That storm helped to spur drenching downpours and severe thunderstorms over the southern plains at midweek. There will be 1 more opportunity for some rain to dampen the ground in Los Angeles and San Diego, but it will depend on the storm's track, speed, and how much moisture it is able to pull in from the Pacific. Now, much of the precipitation from the storm, low elevation rain showers, and mountain snow showers will be associated with a limited amount of Pacific moisture and a strengthening puddle of cold air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Rainfall from the storm over Southern California is likely to be sporadic, with some areas potentially picking up a couple of tenths of an inch, while other areas may not receive a single drop this weekend. The cold air at the upper levels of the atmosphere would also lead to bubbling clouds during the midday and afternoon hours, which could spawn locally gusty thunder showers with some hail this weekend. Despite the chance of some thunderstorm downpours scattered around the region, not enough rain is likely to fall to cause flash flooding or mudslides. Rainfall in Southern California tends to drop off dramatically during the months of April and May. For example, during April, downtown Los Angeles typically receives close to 7/10 of an inch of rain. However, this month, only 0.22 of an inch has fallen, which occurred in total last Saturday. During a typical May, only about 0.3 of an inch of rain falls on average, or less than half that of April. The storm this weekend will bring some snow to the higher elevations, and it is possible that conditions over Donner Pass along Interstate 80 get slippery for a period of time. Some of the ridges and the peaks in Southern California may pick up a small amount of slushy snow. The lower temperatures associated with the storm will slow some of the natural spring melting of the snow cover over the middle and high country. Now, there is still a chance of a similar style storm or two to bring the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms through the first half of May. AccuWeather lead long-range meteorologist Paul Pastelok said that water temperatures are still cooler than the historical average from Hawaii to Baja California. Now, the key here is that the cool water may hold back the routine large area of high pressure from developing in the far west, like we often see during the mid to late spring. The development of high pressure will shut down shower activity and allow warmth and dry conditions to build across the west ahead of the North American monsoon. The Sierra Nevada snowpack, a key source of water for streams and reservoirs later in winter and spring, is currently between 75% and 85% of the historical average in the central and northern mountains. In the southern Sierra, snowpack levels drop to around 50% of normal. Depending on where the storm stalls early next week, it could bring repeated downpours to parts of the southern high plains, thus easing drought problems there. Summer has arrived in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, wait a second, hang on. Before you check your calendar, I'm talking about solar summer here. There are many ways to quantify the season. There's Memorial Day weekend, which signals the start of summer for beachgoers and vacationers across the U.S. Weather forecasters declare June 1st as the beginning of meteorological summer, while others wait until the June solstice to welcome the arrival of astronomical summer. Well, solar summer is one of the lesser-known versions of the season, and it is already underway. May, June, and July are the months when the Northern Hemisphere receives the most sunlight due to the Earth's tilt on its axis. Now, because of this, the 3-month period is known as solar summer. Despite the Northern Hemisphere receiving more sunlight from May through July than any other months of the year, it is usually not the hottest 3-month span. Now, this is due to a lag between when the Northern Hemisphere receives the most amount of sunlight and when the atmosphere is at its warmest point of the year. The dog days of summer is yet another way to quantify the season, and it is the shortest of the bunch, starting on July 3rd and ending on August 11th. During that 39-day period, Sirius, known as the dog star, is in the same area of the sky as the sun. In ancient times, it was thought that the added light from Sirius, which is the brightest star in the night sky, added extra heat to the day. However, the star is nearly 6 trillion miles away from Earth, and it is too dim to change any temperature on our planet. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.